What's going on, guys? Happy Wednesday and welcome to a brand new epic variant review. Today we're talking about one of those new epic variants that we got recently in the second quartermaster update of the year, and that is the KBS Longbow Harbinger. Yes, it's Harbinger, not Harbinger. That is the misspelling of the word Harbinger. I know a couple of you guys keep saying Harbinger, Harbinger. It's not the Harbinger. And although the first model of this weapon that appeared in Call of Duty was called the Harbinger, it was actually a spelling mistake, funny enough. Hold on, what's this about a first model? Well, believe it or not, the KBS Longbow Harbinger has actually appeared in-game in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare before. Way back before the beta version of the game in 2016, there was an event known as COD XP held by Activision. At COD XP, along with a bunch of other events, they showcased a multiplayer trailer, the very first multiplayer trailer for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It was about a 7-minute, 8-minute long trailer, and they shot through a bunch of different variants, a bunch of different items in the game. And being an eagle-eyed viewer, I decided to make a video of my own to showcase all of the different things that I made out in the video. So I went through frame by frame, and that 7 to 8 minute long trailer soon became a 50-minute long breakdown, the very first Infinite Warfare video on this channel. I will link it in the description down below, and you guys can go through there, scrub through, and see if you can find any other variants that may be coming to the game, because lo and behold, there was the KBS Longbow Harbinger in that trailer. It was called the Harbinger. It was clearly a spelling mistake. The footage and all the things in the trailer were just riddled with spelling mistakes, riddled with little problems and errors and things because, well, they were still working on the game very heavily at that point. But getting back on track here, although most were surprised to learn that the KBS Longbow was getting a second epic variant, myself, any eagle-eyed viewers of that trailer, or anyone that's been a long-time viewer of BlackTideTV should not have been as surprised. Now, the thing that threw me off about the Harbinger that it is now is I wasn't sure what traits it was going to get, as in the trailer, the traits appeared as the Big Brother traits. It had awareness, which kept the minimap up when you're aiming down sights, and it had stockpile, the traits that are now associated with the Big Brother. So I always knew this weapon was coming, but I never knew what traits it was going to have. So let's take a look at the traits now and get into it. So throwing the card up on the screen so you guys can follow along as usual. First up, we have the epic trait Feeder. Reduces rechamber time and reduces movement speed. So quickscopers rejoice, we can finally run around and get some feeds with the KBS Longbow. And for our common trait, we have Focus, which is reduced idle sway while aiming down sights, and stacks with ballistic CPU. So that one's not as important, especially because this is 100% a quickscoping sniper rifle. This thing is amazing for quickscoping. It is going to massively increase how fast you can rechamber, how fast you can cancel your rechamber with the bolt, and how fast you can fire again. The epic trait of the KBS Longbow Harbinger is known as Feeder for good reason. Snipers can finally hit quad feeds and can finally hit on screens with the KBS Longbow now. A huge complaint at launch about the base KBS Longbow from the sniper community was that it took so long to rechamber, just working the bolt to put the next shot in, to take another shot, that you couldn't actually hit an on-screen without a fade. If that means nothing to you, here's your sniping kill feed lesson of the day. The kill feed is always on your screen at all times. It's in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. You can see when people get kills on the enemy team, on the friendly team, it pops up, and as people get more kills, the following kills will fade away. They'll go down and they'll just disappear as you start to get more and more kills. However, when you get a bunch of kills all in a row and you get, say, a quad feed, you get 4 kills consecutively in that kill feed, and you can keep building on that and building on that, and if you get kills fast enough, they will not fade away in time. So in the sniping community, snipers try to go for 5-ons and 6-ons where they're getting 5 or 6 consecutive kills in the kill feed at one time without it fading away, and the KBS Longbow at launch, the base KBS Longbow, could not do this because it was so slow that it would start to fade before you could get another kill up on the feed. So you see, the problem here is that snipers were forced to use less powerful sniper rifles than the KBS Longbow, which almost always guarantees a one-shot kill. They had to use something like the TF-141 or the Widowmaker, which often gets hit markers, which could result in them losing the feed anyways. They might be shooting at somebody and they might get a hit marker, and they can't just fire and forget, move on to the next enemy like they could with the KBS Longbow. But now, with the Harbinger, they have essentially the best of both worlds. They have power and they have speed. They don't need to put in as much effort into aiming higher on the body to make sure that they don't get any hit markers. It's just the best of both worlds. It's a really, really great sniper for quickscopers, especially anyone that's like really adamant about their sniping style. Definitely use the Harbinger. It's amazing. It's fantastic. As far as hard scoping or old-fashioned sniping, whatever you want to call it, This is actually a really great weapon as well, just because you can engage multiple enemies at once. When you're doing the old-fashioned thing with the KBS longbow, well, every time you rechamber, you actually have to break scope aim. Like, every time you rechamber with this weapon, you automatically un-aim down your sights. Just for whatever reason, they put that in so that people can't rechamber really, really quickly and keep aiming down their sights like in previous games with bolt-action sniper rifles. So you can actually rechamber really quick, aim down your sights again, and get your next shot on, and of course, focus helps with that a lot, too. Now, some of you may be skeptical of how fast this thing actually rechambers compared to the base, so I have included some testing. I'm going to put the footage up on the screen. I'll cancel the commentary so you guys can just keep watching right through this testing, and then I'll come back and I'll teach you guys a couple little tricks that I figured out while using this weapon that make the rechamber even faster if you're willing to deal with the consequences. So the footage is coming up right now. I'll shut up and you guys can get back to me in a second. So there you have it, the Harbinger can fire quite a bit faster than the base variant of the KBS longbow. Now some of you guys might be looking at that going, 1 second, 2 seconds, it's not that much, but to a sniper, every single second counts, and when you're trying to get shots on the feed can just erase itself randomly, and you want to get your shots out as fast as humanly possible, and that's only possible with the KBS longbow if you're using the Harbinger. Now, something to note about that ADS test, I was not sprint canceling my rechamber. You can actually sprint cancel the rechamber on an ADS shot with the KBS longbow Harbinger in game, and you might even see me doing it in the gameplay, and that will actually speed up your shots a hell of a lot more. I was standing still in those tests, and I would get you a test of me sprint canceling the reload or the rechamber, but it's a little difficult to do. You have to hit it right at the exact moment, and I can't do it every single time. I think time and patience using this weapon, you'll learn the exact sweet spot where you can actually cancel the rechamber, and then you will just be golden with this weapon because you can fire off a shot, pull back the bolt, sprint cancel the rest of the animation, and fire off another shot before the base KBS longbow can even fire off a shot and finish its animation. You don't even have to wait for the guy to start to rechamber the shot. All he has to do is pull back the bolt. It doesn't make sense at all, but you pull back the bolt, you can sprint cancel it and fire off another shot. Really, really crazy, really powerful when you actually use it in game, when you get good with it. I did hit a couple lucky shots like that where I kind of semi-rechambered and then I sprinted and then fired again. It works from time to time, but like I said, it'll take a lot of patience to learn the exact sweet spot. However, the sniper that does will have a considerable advantage over any other sniper in this game, for sure. And that is not to mention the no-scoping, which is ridiculously fast, even faster than aiming down sights, even faster than the sprint cancel. You can kind of halfway pull back the bolt and you can already no-scope again. So if you're going for a no-scope for the end of your feed, if you're going for a no-scope, just maybe you have skill with no-scopes, it's ridiculously good at hitting back-to-back no-scopes if you do have that skill. One last element worth mentioning on the topic of keeping this weapon as fast as Barry Allen is the quick draw attachment. I was not using the quick draw attachment in the testing footage you saw earlier, nor am I using it in this gameplay. I do that to keep the weapons as raw as possible, but I can tell you with a certain degree of confidence that the quick draw attachment will make you kill enemies a lot faster. It's going to make the rechamber go a lot faster. Kind of works in a strange way like that, where when you're rechambering, you can start to aim down sights again, but it's going to take a while to get that aim down sights in before you can take your next shot. Whereas if you have quick draw, you can aim down sights a little bit faster and get the kill a lot quicker. So definitely use quick draw every single time you're using the sniper rifle, and really any sniper rifle in this game. There's a quick draw attachment, why aren't you using it? It's like the best attachment you can possibly have on a sniper rifle. So quick draw attachment 110% on this weapon. But apart from that, guys, that is just about it for this epic variant review. I would highly recommend the KBS Longbow Harbinger to anyone who is at least a mid-tier sniper and up. So mid to high-tier snipers, if you are confident in your abilities, I would spend 4,000 salvage on this weapon. It's probably one of the best snipers in the game. Even if you're struggling with sniping, you might want to purchase this one anyways, just to kind of get a feel, have a nicer feeling sniper rifle in your hands. But that is it for today's variant review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next epic variant review.